Hey, what's going on guys, it's Echo, and welcome to one of the most controversial videos I think I'll ever do on this channel. I shall be ranking the 10 F1 2023 car liveries. Now these are all from their launch. Of course they will change throughout the year, most likely due to weight saving or sponsors, or just a general slight colour change as we sometimes get during the F1 season. Now your car or your favourite team might not be at the top of my list. It's all to do with personal preference, so please don't have a go at me in the comments and please be nice. The top 5 was the most difficult thing I've ever had to go through. From 10th to 6th was somewhat easy. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. If you do enjoy this type of video, then make sure you hit the like button and subscribe as well. And yeah, let's get into, like I say, a controversial video where I rank the 10 car liveries for the F1 2023 season. So, unfortunately, someone's got to come last, and I have to say it is going to be the Alpha Tauri Orlan. Now, I don't get why there is red. I understand that the sponsorship itself is red and there has to be a requirement for it. I think it could have been integrated a little bit better, or if not at all. It doesn't really fit with their new style of brand. Maybe for the Toro Rosso back 10 years ago, maybe. Now, by all means, it's not horrible. It's just, for me personally, one of the worst looking on the grid. Of course, I don't have any other angles. These are all taken from the Formula One Twitter. Just, nabbed them off the Twitter. So, of course, we're only going from these here, but I also have seen already the overheads and whatnot, and it just seems very, very blocky. I think the AlphaTauri logo itself, not the writing, the logo itself is probably a little bit too big. I can understand what they've done, trying to incorporate it into the roll hoops type of thing. I don't mind the red on the halo. I think the red on the halo looks absolutely fine. But yeah, it's just them other splashes, and then of course it's not very meshed in well, if that makes sense. Of course, there are some cars that it would work for, but for me personally, not the AlphaTauri. So yeah, unfortunately, they are going to be 10th, but of course, like I say, it's not a horrible livery. It's just not my favourite. That's why they're 10th. So next up then, like I say, this could be controversial. I'm not too sure. In 9th place, it's the Red Bull. I'm afraid, not only with the launch taking nearly an hour, and they didn't reveal it until after an hour, it's basically the same as we've had last year. It's pretty much untouched, I believe. I don't have any side-by-side pictures, like views or anything, but this almost took last place. However, I do prefer this livery ever so slightly over than the AlphaTauri this year, just because it's an iconic livery. I'll give it that, but it's just completely unchanged. There's nothing different about it, which is going to be condescending in itself, because the McLaren is, well, you'll see what the McLaren most likely is. I think it was just because of the launch as well. Yeah, not much else to say about this. It's completely unchanged. There might be a couple of little bit different, but in fact, no, I think it is pretty much the same. Just looking at the wheel covers there, I still got hard rock, and it's like, you had that last year, you could have at least changed that up. Of course, the reigning Constructors Champions going into the 2023 season, hopefully from where they left off. But yeah, that's in 9th place. Like I say, this is going to be a controversial one, but that's the joys of YouTube. Everything's nowadays is controversial. In 8th place, we have the Williams, of course, looking to get back to their old ways of finishing the points more often. I personally do like this livery, but it's not the best on the field this year. I do like, though, the roll hoop with what they've done with the Duracell sponsorship. I think that is class. That's why I'm kind of like now regretting putting them in 8th, but you'll understand why eventually. If I could, that'd just been the number 1 spot automatically, but I'm trying to keep this as realistic as possible. Yeah, somewhat similar, a slight couple of changes I think there is. I like the different shades of blue on there as well. Obviously this isn't the best angle and we're going to see the car so much better next week. Of course, yeah, pre-season testing is next week. It's incredible. Of course, now as well they are sponsored by Golf, so it would have been nice to have a Golf blue there as well. Some more, I think we've got that little bit just by the W, I think, or it could be the W itself. Actually, that's the Golf colour. But yeah, it's not a bad livery. Like I say, none of these liveries are horrible this year. Some are definitely better than the others. But yeah, that is in 8th place. Time to look at who is in 7th place. Next up is the Alpine. A little bit more black this year. You're going to notice a lot more black cars, and there's going to be a lot more just black everywhere due to weight saving. This isn't the best photo, however, on the engine cover, as you might be able to see a little bit. I don't know if I've zoomed in or not after editing this even more. There are some kind of patterns on the back there. Not enough. Of course, they're going to have the full pink car for the first 3 races. So Bahrain, Saudi and Australia. And then they'll go to this one. But considering that for 20 races they're going to be using this one, I'm only ranking that. Yeah, I quite like the livery. However, maybe not the pink as much now. Maybe they could have incorporated that a little bit differently. Maybe not have it so predominant on the side pods. Maybe have it like, I don't know. It just reminds me too much of the Force India. Of course, if you just inverted the colours, if you have the blue as the pink and the pink as the blue and whatnot, it would be basically the Force India and the Racing Point. But yeah, it's like I say, I like it. Obviously, it's not the best. That's why it's 7th. 10, 9, 8. Yeah, 7th. Yeah, there's not really much else to say about that one. Like I say, the only reason why it's this low is probably just because it's very unchanged. But in a good way. Sometimes some cars don't need a change up. Some cars do. This one's had that slight little bit of a change. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't like doing tier list videos because I feel like I'm always going to mess something up. Let's get into the next one. In 6th, then, it is the 60th anniversary McLaren. More black. Like I said, you are going to notice that little bit more this year due to it being mainly carbon fibre. And it looks like as well from this angle here, just by the rear wheel, I think they've got like a little 60th anniversary sort of thing. Of course, this is their 60th anniversary, 60 years in F1. So I was kind of expecting a little bit more from them, I will be honest. But I really like the colour scheme they've gone for. Possibly a little bit too much black, but of course, like I say, it's all to do with weight saving. And I'm hoping that we don't get to a point in like 10 years' time where they're literally just all black with one line. Which, now I say that out loud, it's going to be condescending again because of the Mercedes is higher than this. But I mean, they've done it in a way that's worked. You'll see when we get there. Yeah, like I say, I like the McLaren. They've got a very good driver lineup this year. They've got Oscar Piastri, and they do have Lando Norris yet again for another season. I really hope that McLaren can get back up there. They deserve it. They've done, really well. It's good to see them kind of fighting for it. They didn't have the best of seasons last year. To be fair, yeah, I'm just hoping that they can get there. But on to the top 5 now. And like I say, like I said at the start of the video, the top 5 was the most difficult choices I've ever had to make. But hopefully I've done it justice. I know I said at the beginning that, cars need to change and whatnot. This is basically last year's car again. And you're probably thinking, well, why isn't it with the Red Bull? It's because this is nicer than the Red Bull, in my opinion. I love the green. I love the British Racing green. And I love that little yellow as well. And I love the colour. And, it just looks so nice. I think it all blends in really, really nicely. Of course, they've got a very strange lineup. They have Lance Stroll, who's somehow got a seat. Of course, his daddy owns Aston Martin F1 team. And they have Mr. Fernando Alonso. All the time you will have to leave a space. That was more Italian, I think. Anyway, I'm never going to try and do an accent again. Sorry if I offended anyone. Yeah, there's something about it. It's just really, really nice. You, like I say, you got the dark British racing green, and then that yellow swooshy line. Oh, it's so beautiful. It really, really is. Like I say, I know it's condescending and hypocritical that it's not with the Red Bull, but this is my tier list. Leave me alone. Moving into the top 4 now, and it is the Haas F1 car. And what a step up they've had from last year, where it was the Eurocarly to pretty much no sponsor for the whole season. It's now a brand new sponsor, but they've gone with a black, white and red livery. And I have to say, this is beautiful. And the fact that I'm saying that, and this is only 4th, means a lot. Now, is there anything I would change on it? Yes. That monogram logo is a little bit weird for me personally. I don't know if I like it too much. That's the only reason why. I think it's a bit too out there. Of course, they need it because of the money and everything and stuff. Of course, I think they might be in. I don't know if they're in financial trouble or anything. Of course, they had that backing from Mazepin, and now, of course, all that's gone. Of course, this year they have Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg is back in F1, and he's with Kevin Magnussen. I wonder if there's going to be any of the sucking the balls. I just want to put that one out there. Apparently they are okay. They're good friends now. But yeah, the fact that, like I say, this is only 4th in the list, and I love this livery. It just looks mean. Of course, this was the first one to be announced. And yeah, I love it. And the fact, like I say, it's only 4th just means, yeah. And the 3 that's left is literally the most difficult top 3 ever. This whole top 5, in fact, the whole top 10, or all 10 liveries and that. Just, I don't know what to have done. Like I say, it's all controversial probably. People can have their own things, but anyway, let's now get into the top 3. In 3rd place, bronze medal. It is the Alfa Romeo. And I have to say, this is beautiful, and I really hope this isn't a test livery or anything. This is like the full-on livery. But I love this car so much. Yeah, the black and red. I've always liked black and red combinations, and this, I was close to putting this to number 1. And I didn't. Of course, there's only 2 cars left though. But oh my, I'm going to leave this on screen for a little bit longer for you guys, because this is a thing of beauty. Of course, they got rid of the, I just noticed as well, they got rid of the Pokemon wheel caps. If you know what that is, then we could be friends from last season. I think, you know, I'm just looking, maybe I think I should have put this top, because I generally cannot find anything wrong with it. Oh no, I've made it. No, I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with the 3rd. I don't know. Right, I need to get onto the top 2 because, yeah. This is killing me. Right, top 2 time. In 2nd place, unfortunately, it is the Ferrari. I've spent about 5-10 minutes debating whether or not if this is going to be 1st or 2nd, and the only thing, honestly, as well, it's obviously it was too late to decide because I already recorded the clip, but I probably should have put this one 3rd and the Alpha in 2nd. So yeah, I'm going to say the Alpha and the Ferrari will join 2nd, but the only reason why this is 2nd and not 1st is because on the side pod there's that little rectangular bit of black that kind of just breaks away from everything. Also as well, the Ferrari logo on the rear wing. I would have liked for that to have been yellow, a little bit more yellow in there or something. I don't know, but I love this so much. Hopefully one season we get just a pure red Ferrari with black or white sponsor writing. I think that'll be absolutely brilliant. But yeah, that's the only reason why it's not in first place. Like I say, it's just that little bit of black on the side pod. But then that means then the winner of my personal preference of the best livery of this new F1 2023 season, the nicest livery in my opinion, is the McLaren. No, not the McLaren, the Mercedes. You know what, I'm leaving that in, I don't care. The Mercedes AMG is back in black. Now, this isn't the best version. This is, and I'm not saying this because I'm not a fan of Lewis Hamilton, but the George Russell numbers and everything, the lime green, neon green, does look a lot nicer. However, I really like this. I'm glad they have gone back to the black. The only reason why they've gone for black again is because of the weight saving. You can't really see it from the picture and that, but you know, it's mainly carbon. It's like 50% carbon, 50% paint. But the way they've integrated it is really nice. Like I say, hopefully in the years to come we don't get just pure black cars, but for now I'll take this pure black car. Of course we have that little bit of blue that's synonymous with the Mercedes brand. I like it. I'm not a fan of Mercedes. I'm glad that they didn't win the championship this year or last season, but I like this, and I'm not going to let bias get in the way of that. I think this is absolutely beautiful. Now, the only downside to it is that the line isn't like a green, like a lime green. I think that would have looked nicer. But of course, with the Mercedes and Petronas sort of colours and that, you need to have. Just notice it's the Petronas or the Petronas, or however you say it. It does need that blue just to give itself that branding. That little bit of red as well for the Ineos logo. Personally, that's another downside to it. Maybe they could have done something a little bit different, but I don't think they could have done anything else with that, actually, now I was thinking about it. I think they just got the right amount. Not a fan of it if they had a different sponsor. I think, you know, they could have had that blue. But apart from that, I love this livery. I really do. And I have to say, I like all the liveries this year. Of course, the AlphaTauri is the only one that I'm not a massive fan on, but it'll grow on me over the year and that. But yeah, that is my personal opinion. Like I say, my opinions may differ to yours, and it might be the same, but I have a feeling that the Mercedes is going to be everyone's favourite this year. It is a shame that it is mainly carbon fibre that we're going to see, but I mean, yeah. Also, as well, I just noticed as well, the front wing and nose kind of like integrates as one. That's actually pretty cool, unless it's just the angle that we're seeing it from. Yeah, let me know in the comments how you would rate it, if you agree with me. If not, leave your top 10 and leave your list and that in the comments below. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you, like I say, enjoyed, like, subscribe, and let me know how you think the season's going to go. For now, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all soon. Peace.